Now, on our team coverage of the kidnappings and killings of Americans in Mexico, a trip across this part of the southern border can be dangerous. It is known for a lot of cartel activity. Correspondent Robert Sherman is live in Brownsville, Texas. And Robert, a lot of people still cross there anyway.
And it's interesting, Nicole, you talk to people here, they emphasize that the city of Matamoros and Brownsville, Texas, they've described this as a sister city kind of situation. You have students from Mexico who come study here. You have American businesses who go over there. But officials emphasize that when it comes to safety, Mexico and the U.S. are worlds apart.
Nelson Garola has to cross from Matamoros, Mexico to Brownsville, Texas every day. He has family on both sides of the border and actually lives near where the 4 Americans were ambushed, fired upon, and kidnapped last Friday. He feels nervous about going back.
It's like actually scary to think that the place where I live is not like safe anymore.
But Monica Guajardo lives on the U.S. side in Brownsville and says despite how close they are to the scene here in South Texas, she feels very safe.
I walk more safer here and I feel more confident here than in Houston.
The kidnapping of 4 Americans and ultimate murder of 2 highlights the dangers Americans face in Mexico. More were murdered there in 2021 and the first half of 2022 than all other countries in the world combined.
I ask people to understand the difference between northern Mexico and South Texas. It's just a river, but the difference in safety is incredible.
The mayor of nearby McAllen, Texas, telling us a few hundred yards makes all the difference between being safe and not. The U.S. State Department has issued level 4 do not travel warnings for 6 Mexican states, including Tamaulipas in the Northeast, where the attack occurred. Much of the risk stemming from the hot cartel activity in the region, which is why officials say it's best not to cross in this area.
If you don't have to go, don't go. That is basically the message we put out to everybody.
Meanwhile, Reuters is reporting the Mexican government is looking into a possible drug motive behind the attack. While none of the victims have been accused of any wrongdoing and family insists they were there for a medical procedure, 2 of the victims, Eric Williams and Shahid Woodard, both have multiple drug charges on their records, including possession, manufacture, and distribution. Some of those charges more recent, others over a decade old. Regardless of the reason behind the attacks, calls for the cartels to be labeled as terrorist organizations are growing louder. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham telling NewsNation's own Leland Vittert as much Wednesday night.
The blood of America fuels the drug cartels. I want to blow them up.
Other GOP lawmakers chiming in, including Congressman Dan Crenshaw of Texas, writing in an op-ed, quote, "We need to target these narco-terrorists on all fronts, financially, with increased criminal penalties, and even militarily." Those sentiments in particular have drawn the fury of Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador.
This man dares to say that they are going to use the armed forces of the United States to enter our territory? As in an invasion? We could go to the UN.
Mexico's president saying today that if Republicans don't back off from Mexico, he says that he'll start an information campaign in the United States to try and get Hispanics to vote Democrat in the next election. As you can see, Nicole, there's still a lot diplomatically that's going to be shaken out here soon. Nicole?
Oh, absolutely. All right. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.